For the benefit of people working on scripts,
Yeah.
what have you learnt about the most important things about developing a piece of work from an idea to a fully fledged film, straight TV?
Well, the things that count are that you have to be prepared to endlessly stress test the idea, and that means that you have to be prepared to write it, and you have to be prepared to rewrite it, and you have to be responsive to don't ignore what anybody says to you. That doesn't mean that you have to do what they say, but you do have to remain responsive to what someone says, however difficult or awkward or irritating it might be for someone to say, I just don't get that moment in the second act when that character says da 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 da, because whatever people are feeding back at you has value. And obviously they don't necessarily feed it back in the nicest way. They don't sometimes feed it back in the most articulate way. But if someone raises a concern about something that you've created or written, and this is true not just of writing, this is true of acting, it's true of directing, it's true of editing, is you're a fool not to listen. You know, listening doesn't mean you have to agree. Listening just means that you've taken on board that somebody has a perception of something that you've created that in their mind doesn't make sense. And the doesn't make sense bit is the most, you know, if I sort of lay down sort of priorities here, is the most important part of putting anything together. That I can't underestimate how important that is, because if it doesn't make sense to someone, you need to fix it. Because if it doesn't make sense to someone, there'll be someone else out there who it also doesn't make sense to. And if there's a job in storytelling, if there's a job in processing a story, be it as a producer, a director, or indeed even as a writer giving a voice to it, you have an obligation to the audience to make sense of what you're doing. And if you can't make sense of it, you know, however entertained you may be by what you've created, it's not going to entertain anyone else.